I'm good. Welcome to Streaming and Screaming. I'm your host, David P. Cronmiller, and this is XAXSR, Excite Radio. Today's guest is Zach White and Becca Flynn. They love radio. They love being silly. They put on old-timey comedy radio shows with a twist like The Adventures of Chet Cosmos, and also appear in the parody video Orphan is the New Black. And he wrote Anthony Q. Farrell's Dwelling. Well done, Zach and Becca. India has sent a satellite to Mars just days after NASA has sent theirs. So what's up with the rest of the world? Hollywood and Bollywood have gotten Mars while the rest of the world fights over Earthbound sand. This is Streaming and Screaming!
Ready to go, ticking like a bomb that's about to blow. It's taking control, pulling at your feet like an undertow. You don't really know if you're all that capable, but you've been told to figure it out. Don't pretend you're stupid, sort it out. Go make yourself useful. You're better than dead. You really made a mess with the words you said. So easily fed, flames on the fire rise above your head. Welcome to streaming.
All right. Welcome to Streaming and Screaming. I'm David B. Cronmiller, your host, and we're here today with Zach and Becca. Zach White and Becca Flynn. By the way, great names, guys. You got like names built for Hollywood. You know, Zach White and Becca Flynn. You sound like two old-timey, like, 1920s radio movie stars.
I was always afraid I would never make it in this town because, as a kid, I would listen to the opening credits of Saturday Night Live, and no one had a two-syllable name.
Oh.
So I would have to, like, go by a middle initial or something if I was
Like
ever
Zach
going.
B. White.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What is your
Zach
middle?
White.
What is your middle initial?
Peyton. Is
Peyton.
my middle name, yeah.
Zach P. White. That also sounds pretty good.
Zachary P. White.
I probably won't do that.
Man, so
Right.
Zachary P. White.
That's
It is
why.
kind of
That's why I won't
old-timey. It's nice.
Yeah.
Cronmiller's great.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a mouthful when I was a kid.
Memorable.
Yeah, it's hard to spell. I've always had to spell it K-R-O-N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, I-L-L-E-R. So there's some people out there who think that my name is Cron Nancy Mary Hiller. So but Becca and Zach, you guys you do old timey radio shows. You do these cool. Like, why did you get into doing like old school radio?
I wanted to showcase my writing in a way that people would actually pay attention to. If you just write a script and give it to someone, it's going to sit on their desk forever and ever until
That's
paper
true.
disintegrates.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of favors. I don't like asking for favors like camera and all that stuff. So I had a friend with a mic.
Yeah.
And I had a friend who could.
But did you ask your friend as a favor to let you use the mic?
No, I cast him in it.
That's how
So
you
that
do
was
it, by the
yes.
way. That is how you do it
Yeah.
Here in Hollywood. If you don't want to pay for something, cast people in it and hope they bring equipment with them, or a crew, or other cast members,
Yeah.
or fans, something.
And just by luck and happenstance, he was a really, really great voice actor. So I lucked out.
That's very lucky. And what was the first one you guys did? What was the
First
first
one
thing
was
you ever jumped
Murder
into?
on Skull Drive. It's a old 30s murder mystery, but in the dumbest way possible.
So these characters aren't necessarily meant to be like the most intelligent, characters on the planet or in the interstellar.
They're certainly
Yeah.
not self-aware.
Not self-aware.
They're just dumb and then dumber.
Going through the motions and reacting and just making it up on the
No
fly.
offense.
No, I try to write at the top of my intelligence. I'm glad that's coming through.
It is really shining
It's a big part of Zach's personality, not being very bright. Not being very bright. No. So the thing I saw recently, I went and saw you guys. I saw you guys do The Adventures of Chet Cosmos, which is I think one of my favorite things you guys do. And I saw you guys do it live. You did it live in front of an audience. I was there, and the audience was in fact alive. They don't do these shows in front of corpses, although that would be interesting.
We do pay them. to
Maybe for
come.
the Halloween
yeah,
show,
maybe.
we'll ship in corpses.
That'd be good.
Yeah, get some atmosphere.
Yeah. A chilly atmosphere
Going over
of
to
death.
Forest lawn later, dig up some bodies.
That sounds like a great hobby. That's not going to get you.
fun.
It's
Yeah, we've been doing it for a while now.
you should shoot it and put it on
because-
YouTube and then get arrested.
Right.
Since you're like with Michael Jackson's body and you're like
That's what
he's
the
in it all.
masks are
Yeah.
for.
Michael Jackson mask.
So tell me about the adventures of Chet Cosmos. How did this start, and who is Chet Cosmos?
Chet is just a very overconfident, blowhard, I would say, and really like I didn't feel like I wanted to do season 2 of Murder on Skull Drive. I wanted to like switch it up, radio, there's endless possibilities, so maybe I'll go back to Skull Drive later, but right now I just wanted a change of pace, and I thought like 30s, 40s murder mystery and 50s like space adventure would be the perfect like juxtaposition. Like this is totally different, but the same type of comedy.
And you each are in the Adventures of Chet Cosmos as well. You have written yourself apart as Chet Cosmos.
That's one
right?
less favor I have to ask. That's why I did it.
And I play Space Betty.
So who is Space
Except
Betty?
If she's land side, it's just Betty.
Okay.
The second they go
Betty.
into orbit,
But then she's Space Betty.
Space Betty again.
Yeah,
That's right.
but on the land, she's just Land Betty.
just Betty.
Just Betty.
Yeah.
Just
Thought
Land
about
Betty sounds
Betty.
a little crude.
Yeah.
Like you're doing something.
It sounds like a model of Chevy.
The Land Betty.
It's just a boat, just a huge car.
These have just been really fun though. Like, I mean, they're just a great way to keep busy and like do your own work and stuff. And I'm a voice actor, so it's a way to work on your craft and have live shows. And
I actually kind of got the idea from like I listen to the Earwolf podcast all the time, and Scott Aukerman had one a few years ago called Mike Detective, where Rob Hubel was the main voice, and it's the only podcast on their network that's like this. It was just like a 10-minute episode that was scripted, and it was just a like old noir.
Yeah.
Where it's just they made the most ridiculous analogies that you find in an old noir. And it was hilarious, and I was like, that's actually something I could do. I could actually, like, write a funny joke like they did. Because every podcast I had heard since then were just hour-long interviews of just people talking about stuff.
Like this one.
you know,
Exactly.
kind of like this one. I mean,
Talking and
Yeah.
talking and talking and talking
And
nonstop.
the one thing I
No
really,
entertainment
really
value.
loved was short form.
You guys are
comedy.
boring. This is just, I'm kidding. No, keep on going.
No, but I loved like scripted short form comedy, and there
Yeah.
wasn't that much of that out there. So it was like, there's a niche.
Now, short form, though, Chet Cosmos is kind of, it's got a long runtime.
Well, the live shows actually, just because we feel like filling an hour in
Yeah.
the live shows, actual episodes there's 5 episodes in a live show. So
Okay.
each
Oh,
Chet
I
Cosmos
see, I
episode
see, okay.
is 5 to 8 minutes.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. What was happening there? Because
So-
you also have commercial breaks. You make
Yeah.
up fake products. Tell me about some of the products that you've had. What's like your
Oh,
favorite
man.
fake product that you've come up with?
We do commercial breaks and like commercials for other shows on this really shitty public access radio station. And so one of the shows we had was called, it was a like really serious political roundtable talk show called World News with Butt McTurd.
Yeah, right.
Where a very distinguished newsman, Butt McTurd, tries to like have a very, very real conversation about politics,
Yeah.
but the rest of the panel just can't get over his name, and rightly so.
And who plays Butt McTurd?
Butt McTurd actually is Jim O'Hare from Parks and Recreation. He plays Gary, Jerry, Terry, Larry. He plays Jerry on that show,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
been kind enough to do the last 2 or 3 live shows with us.
he's pretty much the most
Yeah.
amazing human being on the planet.
Although I don't like saying
Aside
that on
from
camera.
Zach.
I was going to
Go
say,
ahead.
like, that's...
And you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. So Chet Cosmos, now, has the newest episodes been on? put
The
online
entire season of Chet Cosmos is online.
Excellent.
We have one more live show to do. We haven't done the last 5 episodes
Okay.
live, and then we're going to move on to the next thing, whatever that ends up being. I think
Very cool.
it's
Very cool.
going to be a mixture of many things.
Well, let's listen to a little bit of Chet Cosmos. We'll just play like the first couple of minutes of the first episode. I think that's a good idea. Right, here we go. Chet Cosmos. We went to the Chet Cosmos. Basically,
He is in space.
he is in space.
And now, the space adventures of Chet Cosmos, brought to you by Warner's Tooth Balm. When you need a quality tooth balm with little to no rat feces, pick up a Warner's.
Oh, Chet, you saved the galaxy again. How did you know the Quadrax laser would implode the space squid?
I didn't, Space Betty. I just saw a space gun and a space monster. The rest was just instinct.
Great job, Commander. Do you wish me to gather the remains of the beast? I know how much your human taste buds enjoy seafood.
You mean space food? But yeah, do that.
Robotron X4700? Before you do, would you please use your marvelous extendo arms to grab the Warner's tooth balm? Why, I have trouble even going an hour without that soothing lead-based salve.
Let it be known, Chet Cosmos likes a gal with a smooth tooth. That Warner's is one stellar product.
Commander, incoming transmission on the info screen.
Let it through, my metal chum.
Chet Cosmos, insufferable do-gooder, you may have bested my solar squid, but you have not stopped my plans for galactic domination.
Whatever you have planned, Lord Xylax, will stop it. Isn't that right, gang?
That's
Affirmative.
right.
I called to let you know I left you a little present on the mining colony, Schnflar, a token of my respect for all your hard work.
Robotron X4700. Set a course for Snuflar.
But Chet, surely it's a trap.
A trap? No, I'd never set a trap for you, buddy. It's just an ice cream cake. You like ice cream, don't you?
Of course I like ice cream, but not half as much as I like cake. Are you saying you've discovered a way to combine the two?
The likelihood that Xylax has an ice cream cake waiting on Schnuflar is 0.0000000.
That's a chance I'm willing to take. You wouldn't know because you're a robot, but cake is delicious, and ice cream is delicious. Those are facts.
I think Robotron X4700 has a point. Schnuflar is a lava mining colony. Its average temperature is 3,000 Celsius. An ice cream cake couldn't possibly exist in that environment.
I put it in the fridge.
Warp speed.
Ice cream sounds delicious.
It
Doesn't it?
is delicious.
Space ice cream especially.
I don't know, astronaut ice cream isn't the best.
You know, I have a soft spot for that. Yeah. You know, I like
Someone-
my ice cream crunchy and dry.
Someone actually sent her a package of astronaut ice cream
Yeah.
addressed to
Oh,
Space
yeah?
Betty.
That's cool.
I'm a
Yeah.
little fan. It was awesome.
Oh.
It's
That's
funny
nice.
listening to that though, because like we've done 15 episodes of it now, and just like the evolution of the voices and the writing, like it's so much quicker by episode 6. Like you really hone in on who the
Yeah.
characters are and how the jokes work. So
Yeah.
like listening to episode 1 again just feels so slow.
We're all still kind of figuring
Here
it
we
out.
go. My voice sounds awful, and yeah,
You were also sick when we recorded that first one.
And your normal voice is kind of irritating.
absolutely,
Yeah. It's,
My ears were bleeding.
I was really,
covered with my hair.
Right? I mean, yeah.
I was lucky to surround myself with talented voice actors because on Murder on Skull Drive, my voice is like this, and then on Chet Cosmos, my voice is like this. So I don't have a lot of range. Luckily, everyone.
I was going to
does.
say, I'm like, I don't hear that much
Yeah,
of a difference between those two.
That's really impressive, Zach.
I guess you can do the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
My voice is like this. Can
Only
I have the
I
next
get to
lead
do that.
guy? Okay. Sorry.
Right.
So you also do Murder on Skull Drive. That was the first one you did, and we'll play a clip of that here in a second. Just tell us a little bit about, like, you know, how did that come to be? Anything? I mean, how did you get the cast together? What was that first attempt to put these type of shows together?
Well, I mean, like I said, we just got someone who could run a computer and someone who had a microphone, put them all together in my apartment, put up a bunch of blankets in the hallway.
We
and,
called it the Sweat Lodge Studios because we would just
There
be in
is no AC in that apartment. So
Wow.
in an apartment in Echo Park with there's ranchero music outside and dogs barking and just us sweating and just drinking
that's
beer.
where the charm came from.
Well, and you could just add in that you have dogs barking outside and ranchero
Yeah,
music.
especially
In
when you're in
space.
space. Yeah,
Yeah,
it works
yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, there's always a dog outside when
Yeah.
you're going between Mars and
that was
and
the
Jupiter,
old-
I believe. There's a
Absolutely.
whole pack of dogs.
If I remember correctly, the old tagline from Alien is, "In space, everyone can hear your dog bark."
Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true. Let's play a short clip of Murder on Skull Drive and give people a chance to hear what a murder mystery sounds like in
Mystery
2014.
Theater. Tonight's tale is entitled Murder on Skull Drive. Enjoy, if you dare.
The storm's getting worse.
It is, but the lightning is spectacular.
And no thunder, how strange.
Good thing we can see it and aren't just listening. I'd imagine that'd be pretty disappointing to have someone tell you about such awesome-looking lightning and not being able to see it yourself.
Oh, Roderick, it's getting closer to the car. Do you think we should be driving in this? Especially with the top down and me with that metal plate in my head, which was put in after I was struck by lightning on 3 separate occasions.
No one gets struck by lightning 4 times, you know that. 3, sure, that's easy. But 4, no way. Besides, my boss invited me to dinner. I'd be in a whole mess of trouble if I declined.
By whole mess of trouble, do you mean you'd be fired from your job at the newspaper, at which you are a hotshot reporter?
Precisely. Look, there it is. 123 Skull Drive.
It's enormous. I didn't know your boss lived in such a lavish estate, especially one with such a foreboding name.
The newspaper business has been good to him. He also owns several Boston Market restaurants.
Well, that explains it. Their mac and cheese is as exquisite as it is inexpensive.
Come on, let's get to the door. Maybe he had Boston Market cater this dinner.
We can only hope.
Welcome. Coming out of this horrid weather.
Thank you so much for inviting us, Mr. Cornfellow.
And who is this enchanting vision, Roderick?
This is my wife, Nancy.
You have a lovely home, Mr. Cornfellow.
Please, tonight call me Nigel. Here, my butler will take your coats. Oh, Manfred, how's dinner coming along?
Just a few minutes, sir.
Then off you go. We can't feed our guests burnt food now, can we? Unless it's supposed to be burnt, like some weird French dish where it's all overcooked cheese and spoiled milk. But I specifically asked not to have that, because I hate it.
What are we having for dinner, if you don't mind my asking?
I've flown in 7 chefs from every corner of the globe to make the most famous dishes for us alone.
Oh, I see.
I'm just kidding. It's Boston Market.
Oh, that's so funny.
That is good comedy.
Saints and Begorra. Oh, that'd make me laugh.
Saint of Agora.
Yeah, I would have.
Agora Hills Irish.
Yeah, Agora, yes. Out there in our Agora with the apartment complexes. So, where do you find the voice, Becca, for some of these characters? You were talking a little bit about being a drunk. What is it?
It's like a drunk Judy Garland.
Okay.
It started out kind of like, she started out sort of, you know, that like waspy sort of old-timey Southern lady. And I always used to do this voice in college. Like, I would always be like, really? Oh, really? And Becca, my name's Becca Flynn. And I just do this weird, like, kind of Sally O'Malley voice, but like, I don't know, it was just kind of old-timey. And then I kind of morphed into just like drunk Judy Garland.
And then I just talked a little deeper.
God, that's so brilliant.
Your range is amazing,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yes,
It's the process. You get in your head and you just figure out who is this guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's really
Does he talk deeper or does he talk normal?
Yeah.
Right.
That's really the only 2 choices you need to make.
Well, give us a little bit of what's the character's name that you're playing in?
Nancy?
Nancy.
Oh, well, I think, what's my favorite line of Nancy's? Probably, I like to dip my fries in my Frosty, and then I like to lick my fingers dry, sitting in a Taco Bell. No, that's not it, but it's something like that.
Oh, well,
And
if
then
Taco
say
Bell
what,
sold Frosties, that would be delicious.
What Space Betty is.
Space Betty's like a Harley Quinn mixed with, like, Betty Boop, mixed with, like, who else? Like,
And again, I actually tried a little bit for Chet. I was like a Zap Brannigan mixed with a Ron Burgundy. And
Okay, I can see the Ron
After like one
Burgundy.
episode, I was like, no, I'll just talk deep again.
just emphatic.
What I like about it, Zach, is that you change the voice in the middle of a sentence. Like, you know, you go from talking like this to talking like this to, you know, it's amazing. It's a little inconsistent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then
Chet has multiple
We
personalities.
set that up in
put that
episode
in-
3
yeah.
of like, hey, if my voice changes, by the way, it's just because I have a lot of things going on in here.
On account of, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it best when you guys do the deaf episodes with the sign language. I think those are really good for a radio show.
I have not gotten a single complaint.
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like nobody can hear it. In space, nobody can hear you sign. You also
They can see you more easily and hear you. It's actually better
Yeah.
to have a disability, a hearing disability in space, because then you can get people's attention and nobody can hear you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Just wave your arms a lot.
if you can read lips, you're actually in business in space.
Unless you come
Vice
across
versa.
a lipless monster.
Those are the worst.
It's aliens with no lips. Creepy.
Worse is the aliens with only lips.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in Rocky Horror.
Sure.
Yeah. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Giant lips from...
they're great lovers, though.
Except it's just lips, so there's nothing
Yeah.
past the lips.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You know.
This got weird. This
Some
got
people
very
like
weird.
Kissing. Some people like kissing.
You also did the dealership web series, and that was
Yeah.
like something you did a while
That
ago.
was a while ago. That was probably 6 years ago or
years
so.
ago.
Yeah, back in college, my friends Roger Johnson and Todd Spence wrote this short that I directed, and it was so much fun, and it got some acclaim and stuff. So we decided, the three of us, to kind of develop it into a web series and just make it just wacky car dealers. And I don't mean like it's wacky car dealers. It's like really just awful people who own a car dealership and sometimes get into it with crazy supernatural stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I think everything should have a little bit of supernatural.
And what was great is that our biggest fans are actual car dealers that come up to us and go, "That's exactly how it happens." You were dead right.
So there is like ritual sacrifice in car.
Sometimes you have a haunted car with a ghost in the backseat.
Yeah,
That just
yeah,
happens.
It happens.
Just spend all day playing with the electric blinds.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Well, let's watch a short little clip of the dealership.
Yay.
Hey, all right. So, let's recap. We have a 98 Alero, okay? About 148,000 miles, give or take. 2-year warranty on that. Comes to about $14,000.
It still seems a little bit pricey.
That's true. Remember that free tank of gas I was talking about?
Yes.
Gonna throw it in. Gonna throw that sucker in. It's gonna be waiting in the passenger seat for you whenever you drive away.
Yeah, but it says here that there's a lot of water damage.
That's true. There is a little bit, water damage here and there. But about 20 minutes this morning, I took a blow dry to it myself, and hand to God, it's as good as new, I promise.
Now, it says here that the engine caught on fire last month. I mean, shouldn't we be concerned with that?
That's in there, huh?
It's right here.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it did. Our mechanic had some of his homemade liqueur, brought that into work, and anyone that smokes as much as he does, accidents are bound to happen, people.
But, I mean, that seems a little irresponsible.
I hope he doesn't work here anymore.
I would like to say no. But the good thing is all the spider eggs are burnt off. They're not there anymore.
Well, that's good.
No way you can come down off that 14,000, huh?
You're newlyweds. And I like you two. Let me go talk to Barkley, see if we can do something for you. Okay?
That would be very special.
Wait right there. Hey, Chuck, can we help these people?
Fuck them. Not a goddamn charity.
So what'd he say?
He's funny. Have you met him before?
No.
He's funny. You would love him.
He's a good guy.
He's not coming down off that price. So, please.
It's 98.
There's a ghost in the car.
That was pretty serious drama. My God.
Well, I thought it
Will
was. I thought
he
it was.
sell that car if he doesn't? I mean,
The
how
stakes.
will he pay for clothes for his children? He has
Stakes are
I
pretty
guess.
high.
7 daughters or 13. He has a lot of daughters.
A lot of daughters.
He
Well,
does
they
have
are
daughters.
expensive. I have
Sorry,
a daughter.
That's not funny. We shouldn't have laughed.
We shouldn't have. I'm so sorry, Zach. That was Zach's drama. He worked on that for years. and was really hoping to get like an Academy attention, but no.
Not anymore,
No,
I guess.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Still hope.
Yeah.
Don't lose
Well, that was
hope.
the Dealership web series from way back when. You guys met in college, right? This
Yeah.
is when
We
you-
did.
At Webster College, is that right?
Webster
Webster
University.
I just
University.
knew that. This is amazing how I
Whoa,
knew that.
great.
I know. It's like,
you're stalking us.
It's like
a stalker.
it's like we didn't just talk about that a second ago when we were off the air.
No.
No. But I just knew that about you, that you met at Webster, and you started doing. Now, did you go to like film? I don't have it here.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's in my notes.
Yeah, I
Some people have stacks of blue cards. I have 2 printouts.
They have a pretty good film department at Webster University, and she was in the theater.
That's
Oh,
right.
theater. Yes.
I was in the BFA program, the
Oh.
acting program.
The Bachelors of Fine Arts.
Right. The big effing accomplishment, as it were. That's okay to say, right?
Yes, effing
Okay.
is fine. I don't believe effing is literally a swear word for anyone.
Oh, it's.
It could mean
word.
farming.
Farming, yeah.
It could mean fiddling.
She has a master's in agriculture.
That's right. No, I don't. I got a degree in theater, and it's a great program there. It's a conservatory for acting and musical theater.
Where is Webster's University?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, Missouri.
Gateway to the
Oh.
West.
That's right.
Nice. Neither of you are from Missouri, right? Or
I'm right across the river. So Illinois, a little town called Centralia.
I know geography of America very well.
You
Cross what
the
river?
Mississippi.
Cross that
The Mississippi. Oh, that river. Yes.
Yeah.
That large river.
You just swim across the Mississippi.
It divides
and
our
you're right
country
there.
along water lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah, not racial, but water lines. Is the-
I guess that makes me North River because I'm from South Dakota.
Oh.
That's how we figure out where I'm.
North River, South Dakota.
You
That,
Northies. That's how
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
So like looking at something else you've done, because you've not just done the radio thing and obviously the Dealership web series, which was a while ago, but you also recently did a collaboration with Daniel Beals called Geek Cred.
Yeah, my buddy Dan created this web series. It's all about the hijinks and antics inside of a comic book store, and he asked me to write a couple episodes for him, which I told him absolutely not. And then he waved $0 in my face. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
You're tempted by nothing.
Yes.
I
I think he cried a little too. Didn't he cry a little, maybe? Yeah.
I do require
A little bit
at
of-
least a tear
Just a tear.
to do anything.
Did he drop down on a knee and do any begging? I mean, because
little
I think that
bit. I
always
don't-
works on me.
I don't get out of bed in the morning without some begging.
Some begging.
Yeah.
Someone on their knees begging you to get up. That's
It's usually me.
I gotta
You just
say,
gotta do one more day, Zach. Just one more.
just get through.
Yeah.
I have to say, as a person who hasn't been into comics before,
Yeah.
I actually started reading more comic books after seeing it because it was so much fun to watch. Like it really,
It's a really well done.
It's really
piece
well
of,
done.
Yeah.
Of web
even
content.
for people who aren't that into comic books.
No, it's a great series, and it has some fun people in it. Jim O'Hare's shows up in it again. And Damien Portier is in it. He's TJ Storm, who was just on the show a couple weeks ago. We were just talking about him. He's a friend of Damien's. So it's a small, tiny little world.
Yeah, stunt
Very
guys.
Yeah,
They,
they all know each other. They all know each other. And Wes Robertson and a whole bunch of other people, including Dan. He's in it as well.
Yeah, he cast himself just like me.
Yeah. When you can, you should. And then when you're in the middle, I don't know about you, but like whenever I cast myself, I'm always like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Now I have to do this in front of other people?
Halfway through,
Like I
I'm
can direct people, no problem.
Yeah.
But like getting in, and I'm an okay
Horrible
actor,
mistake.
but not when I'm directing myself. I'm just like, I cast myself as a shrink in one of my shows, Ann Boris. And the episode hasn't aired yet, but and I remember sitting there going, my actor's just going to hate me. Like he's just going to look at me and go, no, don't believe you at all.
It's just like an actor giving another actor a note now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Barbara Streisand, which is a little weird.
You were wearing a Streisand.
I was.
wig.
I was.
You are
And,
the Barbara Streisand of web series.
Exactly. Yes, that's a good description for Ann Boris. Is Barbara Streisand of a web series. So Geek Cred, you guys wrote it a while ago, and it came out back in March or April, I want to say.
Yeah. April sounds about right.
And you shot at an actual comic book store, a real comic book store.
The Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Manhattan Beach. Okay, Manhattan Beach,
So,
the Comic Bug.
Yeah,
Cool.
great store.
Well, let's watch an episode. I think it's we're not going to watch an episode where it's not playing. The episode's not. not playing. He's been trying to get it playing for a while. But go to ZachWhite.com.
Zach-White.
Zach- Why is the dash there?
Because there's a Zach White who's like a southern preacher in Texas that maybe does magic too. I think his name is like Cadillac Zach.
Yeah,
And
like
he had the
really into
domain.
cars and God. It's great.
Yeah. He had the domain to Zach White, so I had to put
Pick
a
a
little
card, any
dash in there.
card, and you're saved.
Yes.
But you can also go to like geekcred.com or
Yeah.
dealershiptheseries.com.
Right.
ChetCosmos.com.
Yeah, and you should check out
Anything.com. If you go to yahoo.com, it's probably there somewhere.
If you have an internet, you can
And
probably-
internet.
Yeah. Just one single internet is
Just
all
the
you
one
need.
is all
You only need one. You don't need the whole.
Only takes the one.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah.
the 4 bars
Nope.
of internet.
Don't.
Well, so you can go to geekcred.com and watch an episode of Geek Cred. It's a great show. It's really funny. It's silly. It's very, very silly.
Wes Robertson is so funny.
He's funny in everything he's in.
Idiot.
I love
funny
that guy.
and talented.
What a moron.
God.
Being talented.
Later in the show, we're going to watch a clip from another show that he was in, that I was in, and that you wrote, called Dwelling.
That's right.
I played Wes's older brother in that.
The exact same name as him.
Yes, Bill. Oh, I said that was Old Bill.
You were Old Bill. Yeah.
Which I was like, when I got the email from Wes, because I would place another actor. He's like, "Hey, you want to play Old Bill?" And I was like, "How old does he think I am?"
Am I a prospector?
Like, I was like, "Yeah,
Shuffling for gold.
Yeah. I'm here I'm gonna check into yeah.
Can't do the mouth whistle thing, so I'm not gonna try.
I
It's
wish
so
I could.
hard.
It is. I can whistle, but I can't do the
All
mouth.
my friends that can do that, I just want to strangle to death.
Yeah.
Eat their souls.
I think
gain their
it's.
power.
Oh, you should do that.
I'm trying.
You should totally eat souls. They're delicious, man. I'm a redhead. Yeah, I eat souls all the time.
Even like really dirty souls.
Oh, they're
fry 'em?
they're the best. Yeah, fry them.
Delicious.
She's exactly right. You don't taste the bottom feeders.
So those like pure virginal souls, kind of flavorless.
They're kind of like whitefish.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
Yeah, you have to add a lot of
Fishy
You got a
seasoning.
lot of sauce.
Right.
You got to sear them on one side really hard too.
It's like that guy who does the natural foie gras.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
I have no idea.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
I'm from South Dakota. I should not.
Forget about it.
Oh.
Oh, hey, so we got Geek Cred to play for you. We talked a little bit about food. If you can't tell, I watch a lot of Food Network. Let's play a clip from Geek Cred.
See, that would be so hard to cosplay. Some of those outfits are unfit for hookers, Ben, and they're totally unrealistic in a fight.
That's what makes it so genius. I mean, take Wonder Woman, for example. She wears like next to nothing to distract her opponents.
I'm gonna punch you.
Bad guys are so busy looking at her bubes and her rocking mile-long legs and her wavy, lush hair, they don't even notice the fist of justice pounding their face into blood and bone. And...
Nope, artists love boobs.
It's tactical, Callie. Batman even does it. Why do you think he has a yellow circle on his chest?
Oval.
May it rest in peace.
Did you just compare Batman's emblem to Wonder Woman's breasts?
It's a distraction. Batman draws his opponents in, and then bam! Batarang to the eyeball. Back cleavage. Ow!
I see your point.
Hey, Spencer.
Hey, morning, guys. Let's go sell some comics.
You know Nicholas Scott's a woman, right?
Yeah?
So Nicholas Scott drew Wonder Woman. Does that make her a chauvinist? Or lesbian? Or chauvian?
Oh my god, that was 3 days ago.
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around your logic. You should try dressing a little flashier, and try to see things from Wonder Woman's point of view.
Shut it.
Where are the new comics at?
Where's Mitchell? It went right to voicemail.
None of the weekly subscriptions have been filed.
Oh no. Where are the new comics?
Later, suckers. I quit and am wiping myself free of you deadbeats, just like I wiped my ass with this note. God!
He offered to stock the new books just so I could take Yancy out for our anniversary. Why, Mitchell? Oh no. We open in 30 minutes.
Relax, okay? Only the unemployed hardcores show up first thing, even on New Comics Day. We have at least 2 hours until everyone else shows up.
Well, what do we do?
Okay, tell you what we do. This is stressful.
All right, so that was Geek Cred.
Right.
And that was actually an episode you did not write.
I had nothing to do with that one.
Nothing to do with it. It was a great episode, but you should watch it anyway. Yeah. And Dan Beals is he's a wonderful man.
He's the brightly colored shirt.
Yeah, he plays. He's the.
He wrote that episode that you were just watching.
Yeah, and he's also directed Dwelling.
Did
the episode
that's
that
right.
I was in.
Which we will get to later.
We will. I'm waiting that for later because I'm in it, and it's fun and embarrassing all at the same time. Becca.
Yeah.
Hello. How are
Hi.
you? Hello.
Well, hello.
Hey there.
Hey there.
What are you
Yes.
doing? Hey.
What do you want to ask me?
So you do a lot of voice casting.
Well, I don't do a lot of voice casting. I do a lot of voice acting, but I do some voice casting.
Well, you've done both. I
have
would
done.
think that would help. Having to choose people to for ADR and stuff, right?
Yeah.
For different shows, and then also doing a lot of voice work like that. When you're doing these radio shows, I would assume that having connections in the voice industry and have people connected to people who have voices is very helpful. Much better than having
to hear voices.
Yeah.
Like you've got a voice, you've got a voice.
You noticed.
We all have
Yeah,
voices.
You guys
We've
have
gotten
them.
some great voices for our show because she has the connections.
Well, like one of the people, and I'm not saying this is necessarily because of your connections, but you mentioned it before about one of the guys who plays the Queen in Chet Cosmos voices also, what was it?
Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yes.
Dana Snyder.
Dana Snyder actually went to Webster University.
Oh,
and that
the
is
Webster
actually
connection.
How I know Dana. He and his friend Brian kind of took me under their wing when I first moved to LA and showed me around. Great guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in like Chowder and Adventure Time and Venture Brothers and like hundreds of other amazing
He's
projects.
he's fantastic.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Watching him record was like a masterclass in voice acting. I mean, the guy is improvising and just pulls everything off the page and just is like, that's...
Well, when I watched the live show, and if you guys are ever in LA and they happen to do a live show, I'm sure they'd be happy to have you in the audience.
Love to have you.
Some of you.
You with those
not that guy.
pure souls, we don't want you.
No, you like whitefish.
Flavorless, yeah.
Yeah, flavorless. But what was impressive is I was watching you guys, perform, and you have the microphone set up facing the audience, and like you're going to an old radio recording, which is what they were doing. And him and the rest of the cast too were great. But just watching the ones who had the largest characters, the most out there characters perform, and he walks out, I didn't know what to think. And then he opens his voice up and he comes out with this Queen character, this Queen alien bug, who's giving Chet Cosmos a hard time, and it's a lot of fun watching him perform. He gets into it.
He's an incredible performer. He does a lot of theater actually, and so when he's not doing stuff in LA, he's like at a summer theater doing summer stock. I mean, he loves it. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but.
He secretly hates it.
He secretly hates it.
And Becca, you also you worked on Ha, the web series.
I did.
I did some research on you, and I found that. I'm like, oh, hey,
and
Bruce Valanche is in that.
Bruce Valanche was in it. It was a really interesting project. It was right after Prop 8.
Okay. I was
out.
wondering because it felt it's a little politicized.
It's pretty politicized.
And awesome.
I had just kind of. What year was that?
2009, I want to say.
2009, and I played a character who actually was being absolved of her homosexuality by this Homosexuals Anonymous group, and
that's what the HA stands for.
That's what the HA stands for, and if that's what you want to do and you want to look it up on a Friday afternoon, go for it. But probably not my finest work. I was only in it a little bit. My finest work.
I thought I watched a little bit of it last night before,
Yeah.
and I thought it was funny. It's very raw. It's a very raw show.
Yeah.
Very very simple, straightforward, but
some
it's
amazing
funny.
people were in it though. Like some really amazing theater actors and
there were a lot of episodes. I noticed. I was like, okay, I do web series, and and I was going, oh, they kept going. Wow, that's a lot of episodes.
I really my personal reason for being in it was I just thought like the point of it was so great.
Yeah.
And it was a really important time for Prop 8 and being and for advocating and so I was like, of course I'll do this.
Yeah.
I didn't read the script maybe as much as I should have beforehand, but
that happens in Hollywood. You show up.
No
and
offense.
You're like, this is for gay rights, and then you realize no, I'm kidding. You end up in someone's like basement and with no air conditioning and a lot of hay.
But basements are
Which
usually
is
pretty
where
cool.
we are right now. Please help us and get
We're
us
trapped.
out of here. We
We're
are trapped right now.
This show actually never stops. I've been trapped by a demon inside KXSR's servers, and I've been here now for a while. And if anybody out there hears me, I interview all the time. I don't eat. They just keep putting people in front of me, and I have to talk about them.
I picked up the wrong crystal, and I just kind of like was in the chair.
Yeah, it's how it works. We
Yeah.
get you by the crystal.
Avoid crystals.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have the return crystal, so I'm still stuck here. So you also did Orphan is the New Black.
Yes.
I love this idea. What's funny is my wife was actually she kept calling Orange is the New Black Orphan is the New Black, and was joking about it. And then we saw your series, and really fun.
Oh, thank you so much. My friend Katie Sullivan and I produced that together. We have a production company called Sulla Flynn Productions. It's a combination of our last names.
Very clever. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So basically, we do lots of shorts and lots of little fun parodies and things like that. We just did a Sunny D parody. Things like that, but we both are huge.
Real hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah, really topical.
Yeah.
Well,
it's been in the news a lot, Sunny D.
Right. That's
Because
right.
it was so sunny over the summer.
It's okay.
Days.
It's okay.
There you go.
You don't have to. It's okay.
Fight scurvy. I don't know.
But yeah, Katie and I.
And you directed that.
I
You
directed it, and I was in it. But Katie and her husband actually came up with the concept.
Okay.
And we both love Orphan is the New Black. Like, we're hardcore.
I mean, wait.
Orange is the New Black.
It's
and
easy to
Orphan
do.
Black.
See? It's easy
I
to
just
do.
did it. Now you're trained.
She says she loves her own stuff that she.
I really love Orphan is the New Black. I think it's the best thing on the web right now.
And you played what's the character's name?
The character is Pensatucky.
Right.
But I named my character Pencil Tanky just to kind of make it a little different.
A little different.
But yeah, it's a mashup of what would happen if the characters from Orange is the New Black and Orphan Black came
Collided.
together in one cell and.
Well, let's actually let people watch the whole thing.
That's great.
Oh my god. What am I doing here?
Aren't there enough people in this cell already? This is just ridiculous. Well, hello, cutie. Fresh meat? Did you bring food?
No, they pretty much took everything when I got here. Is this like the family cell?
It's a long story. Like 2 seasons worth, you wouldn't understand. So what you in for, sister?
It's a misunderstanding, really. I was a drug mule for my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I just carried a suitcase. It's not like I shoved a balloon of black tar hair up my
Please! Let's not be vulgar.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. In prison.
Don't worry about her. She's always uptight. But I know how misunderstandings go. I mean, look at us. We didn't do anything. We were just living our lives. Lives that happen to be genetically engineered by a secret corporation that's trying to unlock our DNA.
Well, I wouldn't say I did nothing. I mean, I did watch my neighbor die. Well, I'm just trying to figure this all out. I kill lots of people.
Well, I haven't killed anybody, so I really don't think I should be here, and I wouldn't be if Chris hadn't ratted me out to the feds. So.
Must be so hard.
I mean, 6 months ago, I didn't know any of these people existed. And now we're being monitored by strangers, investigated by the police, and hunted by trained assassin extremist science farmers just because we're clones. Perfect! perfect! The first waft of pussy that walks through the door and you spill all of our secrets? Oh, so now you get to say pussy. Twat.
Oh, hell no. Don't leave me in here with these clones. Y'all can't make me stay in here with these bitches. Y'all are an abomination, and they'll be gnashing of teeth and crushing of science bones. Jesus Christ, save us from...
I'm sorry. But is it just me, or she's so annoying?
Fake laughing again. I'm not fake laughing. It's really funny.
Oh, thank you.
It's really, and you're really funny in it.
Thank you.
Playing one of the greater characters from Orange is the New Black.
I mean, those two series. Thank you for like creating those for women. Not for
I
women
didn't.
to watch,
create them. Someone else created them.
And
But
having
Gingy Cohen.
easily combinable titles.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was
That's
really
right.
the key to the whole thing, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orphan is the New Black.
Actually,
mashup of Orphan Black, for those of you who don't know, and Orange is the New Black, if you hadn't figured it out. We didn't actually say that at the beginning of it.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
But it's, it's the clones from Orphan Black going into prison and having their experiences with the Orange is the New Black cast.
That's right. And I actually did some ADR on in Orange is the New Black recently.
Oh, wow.
And it was one of the most artistically fulfilling days of my life
Wow.
because you just are in this women's prison and playing all kinds of different characters and shouting and...
Oh, cool.
and
That's neat.
At the end of the day, you felt like...
You had been through
You really had played a bunch of different characters and you got to...
And you felt like you were in prison.
And I was in prison.
You should go up to an ex-con and say, I did some voice work, and I felt like I was in prison.
Like, I totally get it.
And just
like,
see them
I get
shake
it now.
you.
Like, this is what you are going through. I get that.
I totally get you. I've basically been in prison myself. It was
We
a small
have
booth
so
with a
much
microphone.
in common. I did some voiceover on Orange is the New Black, so I totally get it.
Well, let's now play a game. It's a game we play here on Streaming and Screaming called Versus. So this versus that. It can either be which one will beat up the other one.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll name out some different things, and you guys tell me who you think would win in this battle. Okay. So the first one, in honor of our guest here, 1940s radio superhero The Shadow versus an actual shadow.
Oh my God, the Shadow. He sees the hearts of evil.
Right.
That's not the right line. He sees what evil lurks in
the
the hearts
of
of
men.
There you go.
Who knows what
Yeah.
evil lurks
now,
in the
is
hearts
it
of
the?
men?
Hold on, before I answer definitively.
Yes.
Is it the 1940s version of Shadow, or is it Alec Baldwin?
It's a 1940s version of
Okay.
Shadow.
Then yes,
Not
Shadow.
the weird Alec Baldwin one where his nose gets long when he becomes the Shadow. What the
He
hell was that
becomes
about?
Danny Baldwin.
Yeah. He does.
Is he fighting a general shadow, or is it like Peter Pan's shadow? Like
Shadow? If it could be Peter Pan's shadow, and if it's Peter Pan's shadow, that's a pretty dangerous
that's a
shadow.
tricky guy.
How do you?
That's an
see that
asshole
part?
shadow.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
Speaking of Peter Pan, you see there's live Peter Pan coming out.
Yeah,
with,
Christopher Walken and
I'm looking forward to walking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the rest of it. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It's a little weird. Okay, so that's so I think
The Shadow.
The Shadow
The
would
Shadow.
win. The Shadow would
I'll
win.
go with that.
All right, and a Prairie Home.
Companion.
Okay, a Prairie Home Companions Garrison Keeler.
Okay.
Or Andy Richter from Conan O'Brien. Garrison Keeler versus Andy Richter from Conan O'Brien. Which one would win?
I gotta lean towards Richter.
I think
he's so lovable.
He's lovable and disarming.
And Andy Barker.
But Garrison Keeler can write your way.
Right.
You know, Garrison Keeler can make you feel so like sad and nostalgic and break you down that he hit you with a right hook and you'd never know it because he's from from hard people, right? He's from like
That's
good
prairie
country,
Midwestern stock right there. I'm
they're
gonna
strong.
say, being a woman of the prairie, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Keeler.
Keeler, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Richter has one of the, at least Andy Richter Controls the Universe has one of the best like rules of three jokes I've ever seen. Where he's daydreaming, he's trying to impress like the receptionist, and so he comes in and he crushes a thing of coal into a diamond, and then it flashes to the next fantasy where he like holds up an adorable puppy and then crushes it into a diamond. And then the next one, he like helps an old lady across the street and then crushes her head into a diamond. I was like, that's
pretty good.
Take that, Garrison Keillor.
Well,
Andy Richter will crush her head into a diamond.
he may control the universe, but Garrison Keillor controls Lake Wobegon. I mean,
Yeah.
some weird stuff happens there.
Yeah, with Guy Noir and all those crazy
Right.
people, and weird things. Yeah, and the women who are like they're stocky, they're like they're tough women.
You better believe we're tough.
Yeah. So so it's a split decision here. Becca thinks that Garrison Keillor would win, and Zach here thinks that that Team Richter would win. I think it's I think it's Keillor. I think that's the ruling. Keillor would win.
It's okay.
No offense, Andy
Doyle
Richter.
rules. Keillor wins.
All right, Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy or the Last Starfighter.
I gotta go
Star-Lord.
Peter Quill.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because he's like new and hot and awesome.
Yeah.
He's all those things.
And Chris Pratt as well.
Yeah. But just, I feel like he has a lot more.
Well, he also has all those sidekicks that come with
experience.
him.
That's true.
And the Last Starfighter's got what? The one alien guy
And
who laughs?
sure, he knows how to like work a joystick, but he just gets thrown into the
Yeah.
situation.
And he's kind of lanky. Like
Peter
there's not
Quill's
much
been doing this.
There's
for
not much
decades.
to the Last Starfighter physically. He's kind of a skinny, lanky guy who likes to play. I mean, he plays video games. What do you expect? That's all he does. Whereas the other Chris Pratt's character from Star-Lord, he walks out.
Also probably plays video games.
Yeah, but he does some working out apparently.
It's a great contest comparison versus, but come on, Chris Pratt. I mean,
Okay, we gave it to
and
Star-Lord.
he's hosting SNL.
That's true. He's
Saturday,
over SNL this Saturday.
Not gonna miss that one.
So Chris Pratt would win against the Last Starfighter. All right, the Doctor from Doctor Who versus an actual doctor.
Well, I mean, that's a little difficult because Doctor Who doesn't kill really, and if you're doing it to the death,
he does kill. He just gets someone else to do it.
or he has them like accidentally do it to themselves.
Yes, like I'm sorry, you tripped on your way out of the.
Doesn't that
sonic screwdriver to like a weird mechanized door would like shut the door? The Doctor has a scalpel in his hand, just right into the neck.
I think so.
But a doctor does the same thing. It's like he doesn't actually kill you; he gets a surgeon to do it.
The thing is, you kill the Doctor, he's just going to regenerate.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. I think the Doctor would. Plus, there's time travel involved, and you can always go back and
Exactly.
screw you up.
I don't
break
really
his
see that
arm.
being a contest.
I don't think it is either. Tatiana Maslany versus Tatiana Ali. One is the daughter of a famous boxer. The other one can play a famous boxer, and everyone would believe her.
Yes.
Right.
I feel like Maslany could trick Ali into thinking she should punch herself.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
I completely agree.
Convince her to just lay down.
She would convince her that she was Tatiana Ali. She'd be like,
Yeah.
"I'm you."
Yeah.
And she would just like.
I fully believe that
play a
Tatiana
clone.
Maslany could play Muhammad Ali better than Will Smith could.
I think so.
And I think that would confuse Ali.
I think so.
It's
So
a bait and switch.
I think Tatiana Maslany would
Maslany
absolutely
wins.
get that.
Yeah.
So Maslany wins it for the fight.
She didn't win that Emmy because wasn't even nominated.
No, it's ridiculous. I
I
can't
don't
believe
even
she.
understand.
I don't get it. Well,
I don't get
the
it.
Emmys and the Academy, neither academies, for features or for television, care about science fiction. There's some great work being done in science fiction.
Fringe.
Yeah, Fringe is a great
Never-
show.
John Noble never even got nominated.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they got to really look at. I almost think that we need to have like another award show, yet another one,
Yeah.
but for actually good shows that
Let's
are
just
being
call
innovative.
Let's call it the For Actually Good Shows
Award show.
Like, it
award
doesn't need to be
show.
televised. You don't need to get sponsors and
No,
all that. You
no.
just have the people there that know.
It's an excuse to have Tatiana Maslany show up and get a small orb statue.
Right.
Or probably 8 of them.
8 of them, yeah,
Yeah.
because she would play everybody. All right, now we'll move on to screaming. These are what I'm screaming about, what I'm upset about, what's bothering me, what's on my mind. So this week, John Malkovich, who I think is awesome. I think he's a fantastic actor. He's one of my favorite movies of all time, In the Line of Fire. Love that film.
Yeah.
Old school
Gun
film.
out of
He's very, very apropos.
Yes.
Very, very apropos to now. So I think he's awesome. He's done something a wee bit disturbing, though. He's posed in various photographs recreating famous frames, like famous photographs throughout history. It's kind of cool, but incredibly more than kind of creepy. Like it's just disturbing. Maybe we can pop up 1 or 2 of them here. Like there's the twins. Like that's really disturbing. Like I mean, they're behind us right now, and it felt like what the hell is that? What is that? What is he doing? Is this acting? Is this? I don't get this. I love being John Malkovich, but to a point. I don't need him inserting himself into everything in history. There he is as Jack Nicholson. Why? Why did he need to do this? He went through massive makeup to. You could just Photoshop this. You could take Malkovich and just Photoshop him over these pictures, and it would say we wouldn't have to show up. But no, he has to come in and like there he's a Yoko lookalike.
It's like CG versus practical effects. You want the practical. It just looks better. You can
The Malkovich. Well, you know, there's
feel
the
Malkovich.
And what's the point? I
To
think,
feel Malkovich.
Hello.
To feel Malkovich.
I think you're feeling what you're supposed to feel. Like
I think you're right.
You know,
You
after
might
you
be right.
do a
You might be right.
scene and then you start, all those emotions start coming up, and it's like, yeah, you know why you're feeling those emotions? Because you're in the moment.
It's true.
I think
It's true.
he
He does make me
far
feel
enough.
something.
I want Malkovich to like cover every like big pop song.
We want him everywhere.
yeah.
More of that, please.
Every single form of media you can get.
Okay, you know,
You probably
I
have to have him in a locked room, but yeah.
I want to see.
I think
this
he would do it
exact
though. I think he would,
interview
but with Malkovich.
3 Malkoviches.
I think it probably will happen. I'm guessing that'll happen because I'm sure he watches and listens to our show.
He's watching right now. He's actually behind us.
He was for a while.
was, yeah.
He actually was. He was behind us the entire time we were talking, which is kind of disturbing. The other thing I'm screaming about is this iPhone 6 Plus that's bendable. It's bendable. We'll show a picture of I think some of the bending that happened up
like
here.
Gumby.
You know, a phone that bends is cool if it's designed that way, but bending without design is just slowly breaking. It's just slowly, and you know, and at some point, you know, some of the bending looks like, oh, it might actually be an okay bend because it looks like it matches your face, but it actually, you know, it doesn't. It could bend a wrong way, right? It could like turn into a ring, and then it's completely unusable.
I feel like it's like the skinny jean tax.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna wear tight clothes. This is your cost.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. I think Apple may actually come out with their own pants. I think that's going to be their solution.
Yeah.
Is
A little holster?
We've come up with our own Apple pants.
Sure.
Right.
They're the iPants, or the Apple pants, and Apple shorts, and the Apple bikini for the bikini. With a
They're
little
like
pouch.
yoga pants
Yeah.
because your phone's literally doing yoga.
But one pocket is made of steel, so that nothing bends. They're not very comfortable.
So if you do downward dog, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
What are you guys screaming about? What's upsetting you? What's gotten you riled up? What's
Just the usual spiders.
Spiders are creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, it was summer recently, and like there's spiders are everywhere, right? Like you open a drawer, and there's a spider right there. You go outside, and there's like a spider drops down, and you know they're everywhere.
Absolutely.
They're all over. I found an albino spider in my bathroom the other
Really?
day. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He came down and an albino spider, and he was like, "Hello, how are you?" Because he's Swedish.
He was German. Oh, he's Swedish.
Swedish. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
he's
very
Swedish.
similar.
Okay,
Very
yeah,
similar
right.
accents.
They're
You
from
know.
Holland.
They call you Mr. Bond.
Yes, he's like, "I'm going to kill you slowly.
Mr. Conmid, I'm in your
I'm
bathroom.
going to wrap you in my
That was
silky
German.
thread, and then I will eat you slowly from the inside out." Yeah.
Nice.
It's creepy.
It's kind of sexual too.
Yeah.
Spiders are.
He
They
was
got all
like
those
languid,
all those
really,
legs.
Legs has something to do with them.
You gotta do something. Some of them, right? So you guys are
I'm
screaming
really
about Spider-
enjoying some of this Emma Watson talk that's going on. I'm screaming about that.
Oh, because she's been advocating
He
for
she. I
yeah.
love that. I love what she has to say.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
haven't
really
actually
great.
watched the clip yet of her
she's
at the UN. It was her and Leo DiCaprio. I guess they did a double act
Oh, I
at
didn't
the
watch
UN.
him.
Yeah. But isn't it kind of sad that we have to get these celebrities to advocate for
Yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
and to talk calmly, just talk calmly. Just be calm and
Yeah.
don't freak anybody out about
Yeah.
your beliefs.
Yeah.
Like don't scream. Just talk and be lovely.
So she's
just
so-
go be lovely.
So you know the thing that you're screaming about is too much screaming.
There's too much. Well,
Mm.
no, I mean, I like the screaming. I'm fine with it.
Although one of my favorite quotes is I went to the Sanity rally for the Daily Show.
Oh,
Jon Stewart. I was there. It was really awesome. It was a lot of fun. But like what he said at the end of it was that if you amplify everything, you hear nothing.
Mm.
And I think that's so true. And we do too much of that now. Or don't we? Like, we do. We yell at each other and
It's
we
like
don't
the
we
end
don't
of
talk.
the THX logo.
Yeah.
You just can't. It's just a big.
Actually, no, the inventor of THX. He's yeah. Oh yes.
He was
Wrap it
trying to
up.
subtly tell us to wrap it up, and instead we just stopped.
So our producer was
What?
just saying, "Hey, we got to wrap it up." All right, so
I think
well,
he's trying to say something. I can't.
We're going to wrap it up here. I'm streaming a bunch of stuff, too, for folks out there. Just give a couple plugs for I think what's great. Gotham came out this week. It was fantastic. Yeah. Red Dwarf, I'm still watching that. We should keep watching that. Forever, I don't know if it'll be on forever, but it's a fun show. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine comes out. Blackish just premiered this week. That's really cool. I think you guys should all check that out. And Faking It is a fantastic show on MTV. You should watch that as well. And Blacklist had a really good opener. So that's streaming and screaming this week. I'm David P. Cronmiller. Thank you for Becca Flynn and Zach White for our guests.
Thanks for having us.
Next week, hopefully, scheduling permitted, we're hoping to have Malik Akkad from his film Free Fall. He's the director of Free Fall. He's also the producer of the Halloween franchise. And coming in the weeks ahead, we're going to have America Alivio from Bitch Slap, Chicago PD, Defiance, and Love Shack. And NYPD Blue, CSI Miami, and Royal Pains' Michael B. Silver. He'll be joining us as well. And the worst show on the web gang, Wes Robertson, Anthony Q. Farrell, and Curtis Bedford, they'll be on as well. I'm David P. Cronmiller. Follow me on Twitter, @DP Cronmiller. And this show is produced by me, Jennifer Emily McLean, Jason Robertson, and Mike Austin.
This is the KXSR Digital Broadcast Network.